Hello. Oh, always in a mad rush at the end. Can you hear me okay? Hi. Hello, everybody. Hello. Cool. I just need to say big thank you again, everyone, because look, I've got my new chair. Look. Check this out. Woo! It's amazing. I can lean back in it. I can spin. So happy with it. So yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you very much. I'm in love with it. Hello, Droog Clute. How are you doing? Oh, hello, Adam. Thank you for joining us. Let me just get my lemonade. And ergonomic discotronic spinomatic. I like it. Very good. And then I need my other screen over there. Okay. Oh, we're about ready. Thank you, Adam, for joining us. Thank you, DJ Star Mist, as well, for following. Welcome to the demo drop, everybody. Anything else? I didn't realise Dropbox links expired either. It was a bit weird because it said it was Dropbox, Kyle, and then when I went to it, I think it turned into a WeTransfer, which I found very odd. So just try sending me again. They do for security reasons. Ah, okay. I didn't know that. Hello, Rennie. Yeah, I didn't know that. So, let's get on with it. First track we've got is... Oh, it's Adam. That is our first one. It's Adam's one. So, welcome, Adam. Everyone say hello to Adam. And this is Adam's track, and it's called Everybody. Wow, Adam, take a bow. What a great track to start off with for this episode of Demo Drop. Really, really nice use of instruments. I think Fat Man said there as well about choice of synth. Really, really nice. Maybe drum loops, but that's probably your hard trance head making you say that, Tash. The thing is with this kind of style of trance, it's probably best not to use more than one loop, if any, at all. It's all about sparse production, percussion, to allow much more room for your other more melodic elements to come through, in my opinion, and from what I have been told by experts as well. Yeah, hard chance to the win. I think if there was more percussion in it, or percussion loops in particular, it could get a bit messy and you wouldn't be able to hear things as well in it. So yeah, exactly, Star Mist. I like it like that. Possibly the only thing that stood out to me was the snare roll. The snares, not all of it, but the beginning part of it. I think you've got some kind of automation on the snare roll from around about halfway through it, because it doesn't stick out halfway through. But right at the beginning of it, it just sounds like it's peaking above the other instruments a tiny, tiny bit. So whether or not you may want to just go back into, if you've got a high pass filter on that or a volume automation on it. That was the only thing I thought could just do with a little bit of teasing back. The only thing that stuck out to me. Yeah. But that was it, Adam. Like, nothing else seemed odd. Nothing else was out of place. And that's sometimes all you need to be listening out for in your mix down. Another good tip is to go into the other room. Have it a bit louder in your studio. Go into the other room, sit in another room and listen to it. Listen to it without looking at the project file. Listen to it while doing something else. Only criticism I have is that you had a really nice sweep break of SFX thingy. Never know what to call those. No, that's a very good way to describe it. But I heard the same one maybe 5 times. It's a good one, but some variation. Yeah, if that can always be something that we can be a little bit more thoughtful with as producers, is to not use the same effects. But it's really difficult when you know you like one of them. It really is. And with effects, it can take quite a long time to find ones that all fit well. So when you find ones that fit well, you tend to just try to use them as much as you can. So, but yeah, those are really, really small things that you can easily go back in and fix. And I think for you probably had an inkling, like you said, that you agreed with the snare thing. So for you, this is just confirmation of what you already know. And that shows, just how ready you are. And I really, really liked this. I really, really did. I thought it was wonderful. And please, guys, go and support Adam right now. Go and follow him on SoundCloud. And thank you very much for sending it in. DJ Starmy says, I was a maximalist before, but I've learned to do more with less stuff. Yes, it's part of the learning curve. It really is. Chucking stuff in and having loads of ideas is great in the beginning, but it never really amounts to finishing something. And the more serious that you get about music production, the more you recognise that less is more. Oh, there's so much you can do with reverb and with delays. Supermassive. We mentioned Supermassive before. Valhalla, Supermassive. It's free. Let me just go and get a download for you guys. And it is amazing. If you're stuck for using or how to use or decent presets for this kind of stuff, go and get yourself Supermassive. I'll just leave you the link now in the chat. Another good one is Echo Boys, quite an old one now. Small automations with delay and reverb. It really does, really does. It fills up the space without having to use more things to fill up the space. But yeah, go and grab yourselves that if you don't have it already. It's completely free, and it's a definite go-to one for me. It really is. I love it. Yeah, well done, mate. Okay, so next up we've got Rich Walker, and this is called Natural Born Ravers. Wow, there we go. Rich Walker, old friend of mine. Not that he's old, he's my age. He's kind of old, but I've known him a long time. We've done a track together in the past as well. Really, really love this track, Rich. Really, really good. Nice production on it. Really heavy on the kick. Has it got a bass line? It's either got a bass line or it's got tuned toms, which is something that you usually would find in techno. And that's, yeah, like subby. But it is subby, but maybe that would be like a layer. Sometimes it has a galloping bass line, yeah. I mean, that would be more the pattern. I think there's like a mid bass in there as well. Or yeah, sometimes people will put like a big reverb, won't they, on the kick, and like gate it and give that, yeah, and then use that as kind of like the area for the bass. Basically, doing it that way gives it this wonderful thickness to it. I'd create that with reverb and delay maybe, yeah. It's very interesting how... Shut up, phone. It's very interesting how different genres of music, to get them sounding authentic, is a lot of different methods and ways to get to that point. But yeah, I really liked it. So different. Basically... Oh dear. Oh. So yeah, it is, even with that vocal, like we all know that vocal, but it was done in a really sophisticated way. You know, even the pianos, it was all done in a really cool, sophisticated techno kind of a way. Like, you could see any of the business techno lot playing this. In their black tops, and their black shoes, and their sunglasses in the nightclubs. Not dancing too much, though. You know, just enough. Oh, so it's out, is it? There we go. Tidy Weekender in Southport. Yay! So, yeah, I really liked it. I have nothing to add in terms of, like, anything. I like listening to it. And I'm going to be playing this in my techno set. So thank you very much. Well done, Rich. Oh my goodness. Hello. Hi there. Thank you very much for the raid. Hi, DJ Spawn. Thanks for following. So is this Record Shop without the vowels in it? Record Shop is connecting fans and creators in a new platform made by and for the global electronic dance music community. That's what we like to hear. How are you doing, guys? I'm going to give you a follow. There we go. Welcome in. This is me. My name is Amber D. I've been DJing for around about 22 years now. It's really nice to meet your acquaintance. Also a record label owner and a music producer, engineer, remixer. I'm currently at university doing my third year in electronic music production, and a radio presenter as well. And yeah, I can't say I'm a legend, fat man. I'd say I'm a bit of a comedian though. Definitely a bit of a comedian. I'm not saying you'll find me funny though, but sometimes I'll laugh at my own jokes, and that to me specifically means I can put comedian on my CV if I had one, which I don't. But thank you, Fat Man. You guys. But yeah, thank you very much for raiding us. I hope your stream went well. And I just need to say a big thank you to Phileas Foggs as well, and also Liam Ross for following. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. So yeah, you've joined us on a Tuesday, and Tuesday is demo drop day, where usually you'll see me on my decks DJing. Sometimes we do studio live streams as well, or I'll be working on a track in my studio. But on a Tuesday, we listen to your music. So if you are an aspiring producer, artist, and you want us to listen to your track, give you some advice, if you're a bit stuck, then please do. Please send it in. All the details are here. And yeah, really nice to meet you all. Tash says, we love the D. Well, that I don't think that's true because you're a lesbian. See, I told you I was funny. Yeah! Speaking of lesbians, hello Kelly, how are you? Welcome everyone else who's just got here as well. Bosky says I'm a lesbian. Aww. I think everyone's a lesbian in their own special way. Hi Jacinta. Let's be honest. Exactly. Hands up if you're a lesbian. There you go. Everyone's a lesbian. So there you go. I don't make up the rules, okay? This is just how it is. I better go and let Guy know. DJ Star Miss is an aspiring lesbian. That's brilliant. You're not boring, Cammy. You're not boring. Oh, Rennie's not a lesbian, but likes turtles. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, next up we have got a track by Dr. Drew Clute, and this one is called Sign of the Void. So we've heard something quite similar to this before, but this is the original one. Again, you know what I think about your stuff, Drew Clute. Again, I love this. So let's have a listen. Wow, we were. Yeah, Drew Clue, again, take a bow, mate. As Fat Man said as well, it's not really a style that I also either really understand or listen to a lot of, but what I do really get off on with this kind of music is the absolute sheer energy of it. It's outstanding and I love it. I really do. And I know that you have your own particular way of doing things. Hi, Elsie. Elsie's my friend from school, my best friend from school. My friend Ellie. How you doing, babe? You're not a sad man, C. James, at all. You've been welcomed in to our community for being you, and that's all you ever need to do is just be yourself. You are not a sad man at all. You just got to know what your strong points are, and if your strong points are photography, then I will always watch, always learn stuff from anyone that is doing stuff from the heart and not to impress me or anyone else, because you're worth more than that. None of you need to go out there and try to impress people, especially not me, because it won't work. Ultimately you won't be able to keep up that pretense. But if you do stuff like, I have friends, right, who are into trains. They could tell me, like, I mean, they are very neuroatypical people, but they can tell me every single type of train, steam trains, what kind of trains, locomotives, like all this weird stuff that I would normally not learn about because I don't have a personal interest in it. But when they talk about it, the subject comes alive for me. So that's all you ever need to do. See, James, any of you, is do what is coming from the heart. Like what Drew Clute's just shown us there. It is nothing that I would really be able to ever like play in my sets. I guess I could do, if it was like a techno set, but it doesn't matter. He's not trying to impress me. He's not trying to impress any of us, but I'm impressed by it. And that's what matters. That's what matters to me, is fucking impress yourselves. Only ever be in competition with you, for one. And always remember that the right people are going to love you no matter what you do and no matter who you are. Exactly. And I really want to see these pictures, C. James. So for a bit of context, guys, C. James has been asked, he takes pictures, but he's never mentioned this before. He's been a fan of mine for years. And he's just mentioned at the start of the stream that a company have asked to buy these images that he took ages ago off him. And I want to see what these pictures are, because that shows that obviously his art is being recognised. I didn't even know that you took pictures. I didn't even know that you did that. I didn't even know that you didn't know that I didn't know. Exactly, do what makes you happy. Yeah, exactly, Eden, exactly. We're all in this together. Isn't it great, Rennie? Isn't that cool? I'm so happy for you, mate. And I'm really happy for you, Drew Clute. Once again, guys, please go and follow Drew Clute on his social media. I think he put there about Spotify. So, Drew Clute, if you go and stick your Spotify in the chat, and people can go and follow it as well. So, yeah, please see, James. Also, go and stick your photos in the Discord so we can see. Fatman says, I want to send you some stuff for demo drop, but I'm procrastinating finishing setting up my studio. Oh, you need to send it. You need to send it. Come on. Well done, Eden. You're welcome, Star Mist. Anytime. Okay, next up we have got Sophia Adams and JLF, and this is called Losing My Mind.
hours I spent with you lately, I think I'm out of my mind. And I need some time and space to try and make sense of the way that you move. But I've come to understand that sometimes that's just what you gotta do. I've been losing my mind over you, baby. I've been wasting my time. All these hours I spent with you lately, I think I'm out of my mind. And I need some time and space to try and make sense of the way that you move. But I've come to understand that sometimes that's just what you gotta do. Think I'm out of my mind. I've been losing my mind, I've been losing my head, I've been wasting my time. I've been losing my mind over you, baby. I've been wasting my time. All these hours I spent with you lately, I think I'm out of my mind.
Wow, what can I say, guys? JLF, this is a really good look for you. It really is. Hi, Jedi Paul. Thank you and welcome on in, mate. Just need to say a big thank you as well to Jedi Paul for following, and to the Disco Fries and Al Roberts as well, Liam Ross, Phyllis Foggs and DJ Spawn earlier as well. Thank you, guys. Welcome in. This was the track, wasn't it, that Josh has said that it was on BBC Introducing, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, like, well done for that as well. And I'm not surprised, because this is so not mainstream. What's the time? What's the time? What's the name for it? Peak time radio play stuff this is. Hello, Fucklebee. How you doing? Lucy, allpoetry.com is a really, really good place. If you're into poetry, like I write poetry. I find for me, for my mental health, especially around 5 to 10 years ago when I was extremely depressed, writing poetry for me was such an amazing outlet. I would honestly recommend to people, if you are struggling, even if you're not, like, go to allpoetry.com, set up an account, because the great thing with that is there's loads of little competitions that you can join in on, and also people can write feedback on your poems for you and tell you what they think of your poems. Mine are on there. I'll put the link to mine on there, and you can go and see a bit of about my thought process at certain points. And the thing is, right, some of my poems are quite dark, some of them are quite like, oh, woe beside me, but the reason why I'm proud of them is because they all helped me to get to the place where I am now. And honestly, it's such a great outlet. It won't happen overnight, but it's about siphoning off trauma. It's about siphoning off built up emotional pain that you've held on to. Every time that you tried to be strong, or, you know, you self-soothed with or disassociated by getting pissed or taking drugs, any of those things, every time that you pulled your socks up and just got on with it, you know, like, it needs to go somewhere, because physically it's energy, right? This isn't just pie in the sky thinking. It's energy, and energy needs to change from one type of energy to another. Okay, and your feelings are no different, your emotions are no different, they just need to be felt. And by expressing them in a positive way, it's like alchemy. You are exchanging it or changing it, that energy, into something beautiful, something creative, something positive, something which is good for you and it's good for everyone else. Or of course you can take the other option where you just go and like kick dogs down the street, or you know, rant at people on Facebook, and you can do that as well if you want, but you know, we probably won't be friends. But actually, I don't mind people that rant, but I don't like people that kick dogs down the street, so don't do that. But yeah, you can go and check out my Woe Betide Me poetry on there, and I honestly would tell any of you to go and write some poetry, because the thing is as well, remember, because why we're all here is for music. If you're an artist, if you're a music producer, that poetry can quite easily be condensed into lyrics for a song, for a track that you could make in the studio or collab with someone in here with. Get someone who can sing if you can't sing like me. Get someone who you know who can sing those lyrics for you, and then you've got something extremely personal, and you've doubled the amount of times that you've been able to use that as a way to overcome your emotions, and your trauma and your story gets told through, you know, firstly making a poem, and then you can, like I say, condense it into lyrics for a track as well, or even for other people to use. There you go, Eden's going to sing it. But yeah, that's what I would do. And that's a top tip from me on poetry, if you like poetry. So yeah, going back to this is a very, very original sounding track. So I'm assuming Sophia is the girl who sang on this. I'd love to know if these lyrics were original. And the reason why I know this is a good track is because I was starting to sing it by the third chorus. And you always know when it's a winner, when you can remember it first time and you're singing it by the third chorus. And I was. There you go. She wrote the lyrics and the chords. Very nice. Very, very nice. You two need to work together like all the time, please. I want an album from you. Thank you. Lucy says, I'm extremely lucky. I have friends who have a music studio who also gave me ideas of making a song about homelessness. Babe, there you go. We all know the Crystal Waters one. She wakes up early every morning just to get her head on, because she can't. When I'm in ride without her makeup, she never had makeup. She look at me, but she's homeless. She's homeless. And she stands there singing the money. Like I said, I'm not a singer. I know you didn't know that, but I'm not. Okay? But you can, if you want to, you can sample that. That's fine. You know, you can just take that. That's fine. No. Honestly, it's cool. It's cool. But if you want it to sound better than that, you can get someone who can actually sing. It's not a problem. I won't be offended. Anyway, moving on. I'm not a singer. I know. Hang on, listen, if I had a bit of reverb on this thing, it would sound amazing. Fuck's sake. Oh, hello, Turbolicious. Yeah, sorry, Cubic Music Island. I do apologise. Are you singing? Are you recording that? Okay. Okay, next up, we've actually got Cubico Transparency is our next track. So here we go, mate. Let's get this on. Well, there it goes, Cubico and Transparency. I know I went off there to go and get myself a drink and some nuts, but I heard this all the way through twice earlier today. And I absolutely love it. I really do. At first, like, musical glance, I kind of felt like the melody was like things were all over the place, but it does make musical sense, and also it keeps it really interesting. And I like sometimes how it doesn't always have to be kept at every 8 bars and every 16 bars something happens. There are points in here where it happens like a bar before it should, or 2 bars before it should, but it makes musical sense, and it actually makes the track more expressive to do it in this way. The other thing I liked about this is the intros and the outros were specifically different from the rest of the track, which I kind of like in my trance. I like the difference in key, or it uses a harmonic of the root note, and that was quite remarkable to me as well. Official Carbs, thank you very much for following. Cheers, mate. And also Up the Blues, thank you as well. So yeah, all round really good track. Really, really well done. I liked it. I didn't like it. I loved it. That's what Simon Cowell says. Yes, I know. Because what happens, right, I'll explain it in proper autistic detail. Okay, so what he'll do is he will be like the last person out of all of the judges to decide like whether or not like it's a yes or a no. Okay, you got that? Okay. And so all the judges and all of the audience will be like waited with bated breath. They'll be like, oh. And it will always be one of those like odd curveball acts as well, or singers. So Simon Cowell will sit there and he'll go with his best grumpy face on, and he'll go, I didn't like it. And everyone will be like, oh, but he's got cancer, he's dying, he could be dead next week. And like the mum's crying and the audience are going, boo! Fuck you, Simon! You can't hear that bit though, because they edit that out because it's rude and it wouldn't be allowed on TV. It would be a mess. Ofcom would have a field day. But it happens. And then, right at the end, he goes, I didn't like it. I loved it. And then you get the elevated music and then everyone goes, yeah! I thought he meant he didn't like it, but he was like, I know. And then he said he loved it. I was like, oh, oh. So yeah, I'm not Simon's number one fan. I just I just wanted to explain it to you. Like you didn't understand, come on. But yeah. It reminds me of a film I watched years ago. I can't remember what it was called. But it was about a woman, a mother who didn't like the woman, the woman his son was marrying, right? That was like the whole thing of this story, was how the mum didn't like this girl, but her son really liked her and he was marrying her. He was like, fuck you, mum, I'm going to marry her anyway. And then right at the end, she said, and it always stuck with me because I was like, it's the first time I heard someone do this kind of like reverse psychology little trick, and it you know, I banked it in my head, you know, so like, oh, that was quite remarkable. And she goes, yes, I feel like, oh, what the fuck did she say? Something like I have lost my son. And everyone goes, oh! And then she goes, but I have gained a daughter. And everyone goes, whew. Something like that. Does anyone know which film I'm on about? Does anyone know? Up the Blue says, you're the best looking DJ I have ever seen. Thank you. That's really kind. Does it ring a bell? Yeah, like it's not Cinderella, but it was like, it's something like the horrible mother-in-law or something like that. Monster-in-law, I think that's it. Yeah, I think it's that. Cool. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I didn't like it. I fucking loved it. Yeah, it was that one. Right, next up. No. Paul Kettle and Martin Easton next, and this is Infinite. I think Martin's in. Here we go. Oh.
How would you live your life as a How would you live your life as a
Okay. I have to ask, is this signed? Because this is an absolute banger. Really is. Paul Kettle and Martin Easton, Infinite. Inspired by deep thought and a certain video game franchise. Yeah, a really, really amazing track here. I loved the whole flow of it. How you introduced every single section. How they evolved into each other. The ARP near the end there, the little swing on the ARP as well. So it reminds me a lot of Guy's stuff as well. Really, really nice choice of instruments, sounds that you're using there. And it didn't feel like it was missing a vocal. And, you know, it's always a good rule of thumb to get a track sounding good without a vocal before even, you know, attempting to stick one in. Because the thing is with a vocal, and I think we've spoken about this before on the show, is as soon as you put a vocal over the top, it makes anything sound good. What's happening to my... Something's breaking behind me. Yeah, when you put in a vocal, it can take your ears away from sound design, choice of sounds, getting everything sounding right in relationship to each other. And, you know, the fact that you got all of this sound and how it's sounding and how interesting it sounds, and it doesn't need a vocal. If you listen to a lot of Guy stuff, you know, a lot of Guy stuff doesn't have vocals in it, because as Martin and Paul have in this track, your usage of the sounds are creating the expression and the energy that would normally have to be done by a vocal. So if you don't have to rely on vocals, if you can find a way to be really expressive with synths, with your patterns, and really hone the skill of making riffs and making sounds evolve through all the effects that you can use, then you're on to a winner, because it opens you up to so many more avenues. Hi DJ The One, how are you doing? How you doing, mate? You alright? So yeah, I loved it. Thank you, Wayne. Yeah, leave it for next week. Make sure you send it me for next week and I'll listen to it then. It's really hot in the studio today. It is raining outside though. It is actually raining, which is quite cool. I forgot it did that. Oh my god. Plip plop. You know. Pitter patter. You're welcome, mate. No problem. I lost the riff but had to rewrite it from memory. Well, you did a really, really good job. This is the thing, when we lose files and stuff, it can be like grieving, can't it? And it can be extremely off-putting to even want to attempt doing it again. But I'm glad that you did, because you finished it now. And it sounds epic. It really does. My eyelash is falling off. That's better. There we go. Okay, next up we have got The Overseer, and this is called Children of Aku. And I also know that this is a free download, so I'll be giving you the link for this. Jedi Paul, is that you, Paul Kettle? You are very welcome, mate. Well done, both of you, and I look forward to hearing more from you. There you go, guys. Grab your copy now and go and give Gaz a follow. I'm going to get my copy of that now. Yeah, I really like that. I'm going to be playing that. It is a really fun track. So, guys, shout out to Lee Buxton. How you doing, mate? Good to see ya. Weevy's in as well. Yeah, it has got elements of lots of genres, but Gaz is a very experienced producer, and you've done a really good job of making that work. Really good job. Really liked it. Really, really liked it. It's good to do something different though, isn't it? Because it allows us to stretch ourselves as producers, and like doing a genre which is completely out of your comfort zone can actually be a lot easier because we don't have any history with it, so there's no expectations, there's no investment. There you go. Exactly. Sometimes you never know. That's art, isn't it? I don't know how many of you are on the Bob Ross channel here on Twitch. I watch it a lot. I like watching it to go to sleep to. I like watching it just to I like nice trolling. So like me and like loads of other people will be in there, and like Bob Ross will like get to a stage in Happy Little Trees. Oh my God, Devil Count. And like a cabin count as well. But like anyone that goes in there a lot will know about, there'll be a point in every single painting he does where it looks like it's ruined. Every tree needs a friend. It will look like, and then everyone in the chat will start going, "Oh, you've ruined it, you've ruined it," and then it will pull itself back in, and it will all come together. And that's exactly what happens in music as well. There you go, Cosmic Butterfly, Happy Mistakes. But this happens in music. Like, it can sound like when you get all your ideas in, sometimes it can start to be cluttered, it can start to be messy, and then you carve into that, you know, like a sculptor sculpts clay and takes away from it, starts to shape it. And we do that with sound, we do that with sound design, we do that with paintings. I do that with my makeup. Like at points when I'm doing my makeup, it looks awful, and then as it all comes together and you blend, you know, and it all, you know, everything kind of reaches this point where it makes sense again. But it always has to go too far almost, and then it will come back. And you find that with many kinds of art. And yeah, that just inspired me to say that because of, you saying that you threw in loads of different ideas into this track and you did make it work because that's experience for you. So yeah, well done, mate. Really, really enjoyed listening to that. Okay, next up we have got Ricky John, and this is called Rock and Roller. Okay, guys, that's Ricky John Rock and Roller. Before I forget what I'm going to say, I'm going to say it. I absolutely loved nearly all of it, except for the one bit that's going to matter quite a lot, which is, of course, the drop, i.e. the bit after the breakdown. I felt like this section of it went on a little bit too long. I'd use more variation in that. You missed out a few snare rolls that would have been good in this section. You do have snare rolls in there, but I think the snare rolls could come in if it's not every 16, every 8, or if it's every 32, then every 16, especially after the main breakdown. I also think that you shouldn't be using as many of these kick dropouts. So if we go back and listen, I'll explain what I mean. So you do one there. I don't think you should do it on that one because we're expecting a proper pow, oof moment. So I don't think you should have the kick drop out on that one. And also on this next section here. This needs a snare roll. I was muted. Okay, so I would take out, what I was saying there is I would drop out I would not put a dropout kick there again, and I would also put in a snare roll. And then after that bit, I would completely take out that next 32 bars because it's exactly the same as the first 16. And instead, I would go straight to this section. Now that's at 5 minutes 58 on here, and the reason for that is you've now brought in and introduced that acid line, and you've got the little vocal snippets again, which you didn't have in the other bit there. So yeah, nice question and answer sections in there. I'd use more variation, snare rolls a bit more often after the main break, and not so many kick dropouts. I hope that made sense. And the reason why I wanted to say all of that is because I really like that track and I really want to play it. So there you go. I need to say thank you to DJ Wayne T. Thank you very much for following. And again, Anonymous Cheerer, possibly Ross. Thank you very much. I thought the intro was too long as well. I don't think the intro is too long. Like, as someone that plays a lot of this style of hard house, you want the intros to be really long because we like mixing in and out of them from like the break. So we want a good, like, I like to mix from at least 2.5 minutes left to the end of the track. At least, usually 3 minutes. So I'm usually mixing for 3 minutes either side of a track. Anonymous is a sweetie, yeah. But yeah, if you don't usually play hard house, then that intro probably will seem a bit too long. But if you think about it in context of like how long we mix this kind of music for, it would actually be the right amount of time. You're actually only leaving around about 2 minutes of actual track without it being mixed by DJs. Yeah, about 3 minutes, isn't it? Like older stuff, maybe 2.5 minutes. But the more like newer stuff is usually about 9 minutes long. But yeah, I like mixing fun about 3 minutes. But yeah, thank you so much, and I would love to play that out. I know I have this copy of it. I know you've already had it mastered. There's nothing stopping me from playing this out the way that it already is. So yeah, thank you, my love, and thank you for sending it in. Okay, next up we've got Wilson Serrano, and this is called A Moment Away.
Whatever you've done in your life, all these things has led you here, to this moment in time. This is the place for you. Your moment away. Your moment away.
May take a bow. Again, yet again. I love everything that you do, Wilson. So expressive, so magical, takes you to another place. You know, you're very consistent in the production standard and the listenability of your music. Yeah, very beautiful. It still amazes me that you're making music like that and there's 138 people following you on SoundCloud. Like, it's not fair. Like Keeping Hard House Alive said, you know, this should be something that Armin is signing to, you know, say a state of trance, that kind of thing. Thank you, Anonymous, whoever it may be. Love you. Yeah, Thrill Seeker style to it. Really good choice of instruments. I'm guessing you're using Spire for some of it. Some of them sound quite Spire-esque. Actually, saying about synths, heads up who's just joined us. Yeah, Spire. Yeah, Spire has some amazing... is capable of making amazing sounds for this kind of trance. I could kind of like hear the compression on one of your pluck sounds that kind of like made me think, was it a Spire one? Vocal is an AI generated voice. Can you please let me know which one? Because I'm always after text to speech things for weird little projects that I do. So the Meta and Glide tutorial is really good. Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it is. Yeah, Spire is really, really good. I think there is there's a compression standalone that I think is used in Spire where it uses reverse compression as well. I can't remember which one it's called. But sometimes when I'm using Ableton, I'll use it. But I don't use it when I'm using FL Studio. But yeah, I'd love to know what AI thing you're using. If it's like a text-to-speech thing. They're good for ideas though, aren't they? Speechello. Speechello. Let me just put that in. Speechello. Yeah, Heads Up, who has just joined us as well, mentioned to me about a synth called Lethal. Well, it's not a synth, it's a rompler. So it's quite similar to Nexus 2, Nexus 3. And I've been enjoying using Lethal. I'll show you this really quickly. It's literally only 16 bars, I think, of a techno track that I started the other day. I'll just play it you quickly and you'll see where I'm going with it. But it was literally using a stab from this Lethal because it just sounded amazing. Where is it? Projects folder, 2022, blah 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 blah. So it's not very long, but this is something that I started 2 days ago. Apart from the Jesus bangers, that's a whole. Yeah, that's going to be a whole album. So yeah, that's literally just the start of ideas. Nothing's even put on the mixer at that point. That is just literally finding stuff that goes well together. No EQing, no extra processing. That is just raw, getting everything that I want to use together. And it's starting to... You know when it just starts to feel like it's becoming something. But yeah, that was using this Lethal for the little chord stabs in there. And I really like using these romplers and stuff now, just for small little like ideas, you know, just to get the ball rolling. But yeah, your track there, Wilson, absolutely loved it. Please keep sending it in. Yeah, no worries, Paul. No worries at all. And next up, we have got Star Mist and Sarah Rogue Williams versus Robert Miles. Children They Don't Know. Here we go. Wow, that is just amazing. Guys, please go and follow Star Mist and Sarah right now on SoundCloud. Really nice usage of a very iconic tune. There is one thing that's sticking out to me on a technical level, and it is this bit here. Let me just show you. So you kind of have like this, either it's part of the side chain or part of the compression and the delay working together. There's some kind of like where it's bouncing up. It sounds like a nice effect and stuff, but it does sound like it might be shooting the levels up a little bit. And it's mostly obvious in the breakdown here. So I'm not sure if that's because of having a side chain on it or something like that, or if it's intentional. It might just need to be tamed down a little bit. Yeah, it just if you want to get this, if you ever want to get it like mastered, or if you do try to master it, or if you're trying to get more control over your levels and get other things to come out. Sometimes when things are peaking like that, when you go to normalize stuff, it won't be as balanced. It might be in the delays. Yeah, it just sounds like it could just do with a taming back a little bit. It doesn't necessarily sound wrong. I'm just not sure if it's intentional or not, or if it just needs to be brought back. And I have a feeling that if that was being played in a nightclub on a really loud system, it could get really loud. Maybe it might just be a case of maybe getting it, taming the frequency ranges in that little specific area with an inversion node. Excuse me, something like that. I just have a feeling that will sound on a really big system. It will probably like overpower everything and sound quite bad on the ears. But the track's brilliant. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Yay! Really nice. And I wasn't sure what direction you were going to take this in, but it just sounded so wonderful how you've put your little mark on this. So yeah, please send in more stuff. And guys, go and get following Star Mist. Thank you. So that is that, as they say. Hi Sarah, well done my darling. So we're going to find someone to raid. I am going to be what am I going to be doing? I'm going to be doing some gaming in a bit, because I want to. So I'm going to send you all over to Hannah Wins, because I haven't seen Hannah for ages DJing on Twitch. So let's go over to there. Are you going to come and join me, princess? So let's go and see Hannah. And yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Again, you're all amazing. I love you all so much. And yeah, I will see you all. Tomorrow's my day off, so I'll either see you on my gaming channel, which is here, if you just follow that link there. You're welcome, Cavelia. Thank you, Was. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Mwah. Love you loads.